The CEO was stunned when he saw 6 fingers on the little boy's left hand, but instead of being afraid, he immediately fell to his knees in front of the boy's mother and began slapping himself, repeatedly begging for forgiveness. This was because he also had 6 fingers, a trait found only in their family's bloodline. The moment he saw the boy, he realized this was his biological son who had been lost for years. 6 years ago, after an accident, he was only able to leave a single sperm sample, but due to a nurse's mistake at the hospital, that sample was used for an unknown girl. When the CEO's mother found out, she ordered that the girl be found at any cost. However, 6 years passed and the girl was never found, leading them to believe the child was never born because the 6-finger trait appears at birth in their family. In reality, the girl had given birth and raised the child alone, but because of his 6 fingers, the boy was constantly bullied at school. To afford his treatment, she took her son to become a companion for a child in a wealthy family, making him wear a glove on his right hand to hide the trait. They had no idea that the house they arrived at belonged to the boy's biological grandmother, who had nearly lost her sight due to the grief of not finding her true heir. She had since adopted a child from an orphanage. Upon hearing the boy's voice, the grandmother felt a strange sense of belonging. She signaled her adopted child to act spoiled so she could find an excuse to send them both away. Just then, the CEO returned, feeling an instant connection to the boy. He allowed him to stay and play for the day. However, as soon as playtime ended, a maid threw the mother and son out. When she spotted the boy's 6 fingers, she was shocked and realized that if this child stayed, she wouldn't be able to get her hands on the family fortune. Greedily, she secretly took a hair sample from the boy for a DNA test, planning to label him as genetically inferior to get him kicked out during the next day's banquet. At the banquet, the boy gave the grandmother a handmade amulet, but the maid snatched it away and insulted him. The adopted child then dropped the amulet, and the maid called the boy wild and fatherless, which upset the grandmother. The maid went on to accuse the mother of having no character and, in front of the crowd, pulled off the boy's glove to reveal the 6 fingers. The mother slapped her and tried to leave with her son, but the maid called bodyguards to separate them. She then hit the mother over the head with a vase and went to strike the boy, but the CEO stepped in and stopped her. The maid tried to make excuses, claiming she was protecting the family's reputation from a monster, but the CEO silenced everyone by showing his own 6-fingered hand. Just then, a phone call regarding the DNA report arrived, confirming the boy was the true grandson. Upon hearing this, the grandmother's sight miraculously returned and she emotionally embraced the boy. As the full truth came out, the family apologized to the mother and son, and the boy cried, saying, "Dad, I missed you so much." Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload.